This JMMA production starting with whatever you are doing now. It's time to make the end a little fucking better. This JMMA production starts now. Yo, what?
Dan NB The Producer.
Live from the Ville in Heights Point. This is a JMMA production. Now you're about to listen to the man, the myth, the legend, J Money, aka Jason Johnson, your host for the evening. Okay, I need to start doing videos more often than usual because now I got just got to. Hey, what's going on, Internet? This is Jason, and welcome to another JMMA production. This week is simple. I'm just gonna pretty much just cut through all of what has happened in the past few weeks since my last video, the Money in the Bank live reactions to now. Also, make a quick announcement on one thing, on something new. And that's what we got going on. And let's go to it right here, right now. After being down 3-1 in the NBA Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors by coming back, winning 3 straight games to win Game 7 and win the NBA Championship. This is the Cavaliers' first championship in franchise history, and it is also the first championship Cleveland has won in the past 52 years. This is a long drought that's finally ended, and practically, how did Cleveland celebrate? I believe that pretty much Cleveland celebrated by pretty much rioting or something of some sort. So that is what happened. That's what we have right there. Congratulations, Cleveland. Now, let's hope you're not as crazy insane as Boston was when Red Sox won the World Series in 2004. Second, NBA free agency just started, and a lot of crazy things happened. Rajon Rondo's with the Bulls, Matt Barnes with the Kings, Liao Deng's with the Lakers, and a lot more. But the biggest one that happened tonight, earlier this morning, was Kevin Durant going to the Golden State Warriors. So yes, the Golden State Warriors have now a lot variety of a starting lineup, and it's possibly a dangerous team now that Kevin Durant is with now the Warriors. Does that hinder? Now the big question is, does that hinder the chances with Golden State? Does this hinder Cleveland's chances of repeating? Don't know. Question is, it could. Maybe not. Who knows? We are up for a chance. We are up for a challenge. So, let's say this. It's going to be interesting. Most likely, it's about to be a fun season next year, and pretty much a lot of people are going to be hyped up for that. I'll keep you guys up with more free agency details and give you more details on free agency. Right now, I don't have all of it correctly, but I will have it eventually. Next up in baseball, speaking of which, about Cleveland, the Cleveland Indians are on a tear. Have been on a tear since Cleveland Cavaliers have won the championship, have won the NBA championship. The Indians have been on a tear, and they are currently first place in now the AL Central right now, and is currently, and could there be a second championship won in Cleveland? Who knows? Are we back in the renaissance of a Cleveland sports boom? That's a bigger question. Don't get your hopes twisted yet. I mean, Cleveland Indians going on this roll right now. That could be a start of something new, and that could help bring them back up the same thing as the Cavs same thing as Cavs. Now, what else about the Cleveland Browns? I don't know. That is the hard question. Is this if somehow we actually get, who knows? There is a challenge, and we are up for that challenge. Okay. So let's see what happens next. We'll figure out all this stuff eventually. Just give us time. Now let's move on to a little bit of soccer. Right now, I'm not much of a soccer person, but that's the hard part. So I'm not fully into soccer so much. All I know is this: the U.S. national team went to compete in the Copa America Championship, in the Copa America foot soccer tournament, and pretty much winner gets an automatic spot in the World Cup and all that stuff. And U.S. made it to the semifinals and sadly lost to Argentina in a 4-0 blowout, who then lost to Chile in the finals via penalty kicks. Now, after the penalty, all I'm saying is about Lionel Messi. He pretty much plays soccer. He has not missed a penalty kick at all during a long time in large major soccer games like the World Cup and this and all that stuff. It's kind of interesting that he would miss a simple penalty kick, but back to that matter and the way. And now, because of pretty much Argentina losing to Chile, not only did Argentina lose to Chile in this, they also lost a number of 3 big major tournaments, including World Cup 2 years ago to Germany. And because of the 4 major championship losses, tournament losses that he has suffered, that Lionel Messi has played with Argentina, he has decided to stop playing for his national team now. And in my interesting surprise, he's pretty much retiring from playing for a national team now. So for now, he is focused pretty much on whatever the team he's on now. So whatever team he's on now, that's pretty much what he's going to be doing from now. And yeah, that's what happened. Now, what I'm going to say is this. I mean, Lionel, sometimes if you get knocked down, you always get back up again, try again. But honestly, that's what I'm thinking. Like, honestly, why are you being? I'm just saying this right now, Lionel Messi, you're kind of being a bitch right now. Come on. I mean, here's the thing. Now, but the other thing about it is, speaking of now, I'm pretty much all I have to say about that. I'm going to go on to now with the Americas. About this tournament, they actually made it this far in the tournament, which in the case of this is a big deal. I mean, it is a big thing here. And the question is, the thing is that, okay, America has made, the U.S. national team has made this far in the tournament. Could they compete against top competition like Argentina, Spain, Portugal, and teams like that? I mean, they did compete in a draw against Portugal, which is actually an impressive feat, I'm going to say. What can we expect now in like the U.S. case? The U.S., it's something against top tier competition. That is something I'm just saying this right now. It's not happening. I mean, if you look at the national teams, they usually have a lot of players who compete all across from Europe and all that stuff. And here's the thing about the MLS. It's mostly just all in, like, if you look at the Major League Soccer organization, Major League Soccer, which I'm not a fan of at all, and I'm not big on this. I'm not big on this sport entirely. Mainly, a lot of the players that are big are from here in the U.S. Just mostly all of them. Most of the foreign players we all get are usually players that are kind of past their prime and are done playing in Europe and stuff like that, and they just want to finish out their careers somewhere else. Like in the U.S., it's usually something like that. When we got David Beck, for example, when David Beckham played for the LA Galaxy, he was at his later years. He was at his later years playing soccer. So that's why we decided to leave that be. We decided to bring in someone like Bruce. That's why I came here to the US and played soccer in the US, which was a big sort of big deal. But so if US wants to compete with these players, they need to find a way to bring more of like these top foreign players who are at their prime to come over play sports here in America, which now a lot of the cases of soccer and stuff like that, it's like that would be like worth a lot of money and a lot of random stuff, customs, visas, all that stuff. But in the cases of that, when you look at teams like that, it's kind of worth it. It is kind of worth it right now. It's somewhat a way of worth it. And that's all I have to say about the issue of soccer. About soccer in that case. That's all I have to say about that. Pretty much right now, Euro 2016 is coming up. And right now, who do we have in Euros semifinals? We have Portugal versus Wales, and then it's France versus Italy, which is actually in France versus Italy, I'm assuming. I don't know, I'm just guessing. But hey, that's practically what's going on. Let's move on to the next topic. Now then, our main story here is, of course, it happened at Money in the Bank. Let's cover this correctly for you guys. Again, Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns for the title, which was a shock. Then Seth Rollins lost to Dean Ambrose, who cashed in his Money in the Bank contract he won earlier tonight. Dean Ambrose is the new champion. He's the dude. What happened? Next night on Raw, he celebrated in typical Dean Ambrose sort of fashion. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins had a bit of an argument on like who deserves the next shot between Dean Ambrose. Then Shane McMahon came out. He became in charge, not just him. He was in charge of the night, and he decided to put Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins in a number one contenders match for the main event that night's SummerSlam, for that night's Raw, and then they had their match that part late in the night, and it ended with a double count out. Both men couldn't answer 10 count. They fought like balls, and then Shane McMahon decided to figure out something. Dean Ambrose decided he was going to do was like fight Seth and Roman both at the same night, and Shane decided to make it a triple threat match. Shield triple threat, we got it. Congratulations, we did it, we got it. So Battleground was 5 weeks from there, it was 5 weeks from now, so we would have a lot of hype, a lot of build up between all three men, all their connected histories, everything together. We build it into this big hype fest. And then the next day we got the news of this. Roman Reigns got suspended for 30 days for violating the wellness policy. Yes, Roman Reigns, the guy, got suspended. Now, what was the banned substance? I don't know. It wasn't a good drug. It wasn't a bad drug. It was the drug. I know, bad joke, but anyway, I know it's from Twitter, I get it, I know. It's pretty much too much now, but it's pretty much now, it's on the internet now. So, sorry. Anyway, so now, because Roman Reigns got suspended, he's pretty much, and right now, he is out for most of the event itself. Pretty much for most of the shows before Battleground, and including a big one, which was the draft. Now, the original plan was, in the draft, was Roman was to lead one group because he's faced the company, while John Cena, the other guy, leads pretty much SmackDown. So leads the other brand. Now the question is, since Roman Reigns is still going to be suspended during this draft, at the time the draft happens, what happens now? Like, who becomes that? Now, I mean, are they still going to put Roman Reigns as the number one draft pick? Are they, because he won't, and if he becomes the number one draft pick, the thing is, he can't accept this accolade and this honor because he's suspended for violating his wellness policy. Roman Reigns did go on Twitter and say, I did something, I took this substance, banned substance. I apologize to my friends, my family, my fans, which, honestly, how many fans do you have, honestly, but that's what he did. He actually apologized. He owns up to this mistake he did, and that's what happened. So now it's just between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, just pretty much building up most of the feud themselves. This triple threat match themselves. So that's all there is going to be going on. So, question is, what happens in this triple threat? Now the question is, I don't know that Roman gets this title. Now the question is, because now when the split happens, Roman's pretty much going to be the top guy. He's pretty much going to be the champ. The question is are we really going to see like Roman Reigns win a? Are we going to see like Roman Reigns win the Shield triple threat in Battleground and he gets that title so that way he has it? Because honestly, I don't know him coming back after suspension and he just automatically gets the title back again like nothing happened. That's just insane, and it's kind of a weird thing about the rules because also honestly, kind of weird that in a way that Titus O'Neil, like in April and February, got suspended for 60 days for grabbing Vince McMahon's arm while being a gentleman, trying to be chivalrous and letting Stephanie come through first. Well, gets suspended for 60 days while Roman Reigns suspends the wellness policy, which is a big program that you guys brand yourself on for being this company that pretty much becomes the first to do it. He gets suspended for Friday, which is insane, and probably not lose a spot. So that's a question there for triple threat. What happens there? I don't know. It's a question we'll just have to figure out eventually. And yeah, that's the hard part about the show triple threat. There's probably more battleground, and everything is New Day takes on, of course, the Wyatt family. I don't know how that feud is going on. That's a feud that's going to happen, and pretty much we're going to see this. Honestly, I think this, if any time would be the point where New Day loses their titles, it would be this point. I mean, it's kind of at this, because this is kind of right team, it's kind of right point, because honestly, we need to give, Wyatt family needs some form of a push, somewhat. I mean, at least a push. And I mean, Wyatt family deserves it. The Wyatts deserve some kind of push. At least Bray Wyatt should be at least an Intercontinental Champion by this point. So honestly, that's what I'm got to say. That's what I think will happen. And yeah, that's pretty much what's gonna happen so far at Battleground. I don't know whatever match is gonna be. Johnson and AJ Styles 2 or Baron Corbin Dolph Ziggler for the 10th billion time, which it honestly end. So we'll figure out, everything's going to be figured out eventually, and in time we'll find out more over the next few weeks. Until then, keep up with news. I'll tell you guys soon. Anyway, good news for the CM Punk fans. Guess what? We get CM Punk competing in his first UFC fight. He is taking on Mickey Gall at UFC 203 in September. So that's the fight that's going to happen in September. So you might want to mark your calendars on September. UFC 203. CM Punk gets his debut. What happens? I don't know what'll happen next. but I'm excited and I'm happy for it to hear that it's happening. Yes. And also, speaking of UFC, I am going to do is a UFC 200 live reaction because since it's UFC 200, it's a big event. It's about to be something interesting. It's about to be fun. It's about to be exciting, and pretty much I will be doing this live at Buffalo Wild Wings for you guys. Live at Buffalo Wild Wings. Everything will be going down at that match, at that event. Of course, I'll give you guys the update on that eventually. And also, speaking of which, Brock Lesnar, Mark Hunt, and pretty much everything. Also, it's about to be exciting fight. I mean, Brock Lesnar, Mark Hunt, DC John Jones too. Oh, yes. Now I also just forgot to mention this is something that I never mentioned at all. But also, hockey season ended. NHL hockey season ended, where the Pittsburgh Penguins won the Stanley Cup won the Stanley Cup by defeating the San Jose Sharks, beating the San Jose Sharks, and I want to say 4-2. I may be wrong. Maybe I am right. Maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, congratulations to the city of Pittsburgh, Steel City. You have another championship once again. Congratulations. And also, Sidney Crosby has another Stanley Cup to go along with his other one and practically his gold medal he won in Vancouver 6 years ago. Yeah. And yeah, that's practically all I have to say. And I'm Jason Johnson. And thank you guys for watching this AMA production. And you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, all my social media is of course going to be down in the descriptions below, all the links, everything. You can also get buy my mixtape, of course, seriously, $1, not $1. Sadly, I don't know how I can get any international shipping, so sorry. Anyone from overseas wants to hear my music by any chance, pretty soon I will going to try to do is do like music videos by some time eventually, and do music videos eventually, because I'm like, whenever I have free time, actually. Whenever I have free time, and basically the weekends now, because I forgot to mention this. I now have a night shift now at UPS. So yeah, from like in between 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm pretty much doing that while I'm also taking summer class at JCC. So Monday for Thursday. So yeah, that's most of the time during the week, I'm mostly trying to sleep through the day, so that way I have energy and don't feel tired and all that stuff going to work. So hope you guys understand that. And also, you can also, of course, my music on SoundCloud too. And yeah, and this is happy 4th of July to everyone who watches this in the US. And also, this is also something we don't usually do a lot. And if your birthday's on 4th of July, and you don't really have, and you don't usually, your birthday's usually kind of overshadowed because of our birthday. I want to say happy birthday to anyone whose actual birthday is here on 4th of July, and because usually, yeah, it's America's birthday, but it's also your birthday as a big day. It's also a big day as well, by any chance. And yeah, so yeah, there you go. So here you go. Happy birthday to all the people who actually were born on the 4th of July. And yeah, that's so until next time, I'm Jason Johnson. Peace out, money out, later.